River getting their life jacket on.
I don't know where River's going.
What did we forget? Anything in the truck?
Bon voyage. Have a great time, you guys.
Love you.
Love you too.
Well, here you see I got this 12-foot aluminum all tiddled up, and I got a nice little 9.9 Johnson kicker and fuel tank and everything, and now we're all ready to go. So Shirley and I are going out, spend a couple days camping for the Father's Day weekend. So here we go. River's coming with us. We're going. Oh, there's the GPS. It shows where all the shallow stuff is, so we don't go over the rocks or whatever. Goes pretty good. The Apple Watch shows 9.9 knots. It went up to 11 knots, but I didn't get it on film there. And then I had to adjust the little valve there. It went a little bit faster. But here we are. We're coming into Tree Island. That's where we're going to set up camp.
Out on the shoreline, it's a little raccoon.
Okay, I put the anchor in the water over here. I got it hooked to the bow line there, and then there's a float on the anchor line, and it's hooked to a log over there. Should be good. It'll keep it out here. Hopefully it doesn't drag the anchor too bad. It's only 3.5 pounds, but it's only a small boat, so it should be okay, and then it'll stay anchored out a little ways. Got lots of rope here, so when the tide goes out, we'll anchor it out farther even. So, should be good. The real name for Tree Island is Sandy Islands Park. So there's lots of little signs and things that you should do and shouldn't do on the island because it's actually a park. And one thing they don't want you to do is have bonfires. Could catch the place on fire. Sandy, no fires and dogs on leash. And we forgot our leash, so we had to make one up. Socks. Well, we bought a we borrowed a two-person tent off of Shirley's cousin Lee, and it was just perfect for Shirley and I and River to sleep in. It worked out really well. Yeah, we found the perfect place to set up the tent. It was on the south end of the island, sort of in the middle of the island. It's got all these little trees. It just feels like you're in a whole different country, not British Columbia. I don't know what. It feels like you're in a savannah in Africa or something. I don't want to say it online. Well, we never had a camp stove, so we got this stuff called canned heat or sterno or whatever, and you it's just got jellied alcohol in it. And you light it, and you can't even see the flame, but it's hot enough to boil things and make toast and heat up the dinners and whatnot. And it worked out.
It's about a 5-minute walk from our campsite, so might be peeing in the bush.
Good. Made some toast, and I put yours on. You weren't gone very long. Yeah, so, oh look, you can see the steam coming off it already. Oh, now the steam doesn't come off it.
Yummy soup. What are you having, Dad?
I'm gonna have some toast and jam for dessert. Toast and jam, maybe even a little peanut butter in there.
Look at that, eh? Smells like toast.
How's the soup?
So good. Lentil veggie soup.
Okay. River's scared of deer. One beat her up one time, so she keeps away. She doesn't go anywhere near them. One over.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
And
Well, it's getting late, so we're going to take one last walk down, check on the boat, see how everything's doing. The river, she just loves going for a run. Yeah, what a beautiful evening. Good night. Next morning, here we are.
good morning. We survived last night and it wasn't too bad. I wasn't too cold and I was like maybe 30% comfortable, but I made it and we're gonna do one more night. Just covered. Sea asparagus everywhere.
One thing you find on Tree Island lots, there's lots of this asparagus, sea asparagus. It's good. Little salty. You're supposed to boil it, get the salt out, dump it all out, put fresh water in, and then boil it again. But there's sea asparagus all out here, lots of it. Yeah, so now we'll take a walk down the beach and check things out, have a look around. There's lots of shells and everything everywhere. River says, I didn't do that. Don't look at me. Yeah.
I'm on a beach where Dad said there's tons of sand dollars. And while we were cleaning up the garbage, we found this little bucket. So I am collecting the sand dollars. And then when I get home, put them in water with a little bit of bleach and clean them up. And then maybe I'll do my dot art on them. And yeah. And those.
Dress in style, go hog wild, and be gay old.
So now I'll brew up a cup of coffee. So when I go on these little camping trips, I take instant coffee with me. I just enough water to make a pot and a cup of coffee.
'Cause tonight I'm gonna see
You see that alcohol? You can't see the flame, but you can sure feel it. You see the flame.
Son of a gun will have big fun on the bayou. Settle down far from town, get me a pyro. And I'll catch all fish in the bayou. Swap my mon for Yvonne, what she need, oh. Son of a gun will have big fun.
Don't want it any hotter than that.
Jambalaya.
Well, we'll have just a little bit of a look around, see what's cooking around the island. Look out, oh, there's a couple cruise ships sailing past Texada Island. And there's some strange looking plants on this island. Stuff you don't see every day. Look at that weird looking thing. It's a nice view everywhere you look. Well, time it's now for a nap and lay around and tell a few stories.
Look at this guy, he's a winner.
And then, yeah, maybe we'll have a nice big long nap.
And 15 marbles come flying in. And, but yeah.
Okay, we'll see what we got here for lunch.
Camping food tastes way much gooder. I don't think we brought enough food.
Well, we'll have to eat oysters.
No, you can't. But I got some, I brought you some allergy pills, so. What you making?
Peanut butter and jam sandwich. Should I use this as the table? There. Camping peanut butter. It's not for you. No. You can go catch an oyster. You see, there's lots of oysters on the beach here too. Okay. Oh, wouldn't you just know? Oh, guess we'll have to set up a garbage can. Garbage bag. There. Looks pretty good, eh? For a camping sandwich. Strawberry jam. Can't beat good old strawberry jam. Oh. Peanut butter, invented in Montreal. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, that's where they invented it. Train ran over a bunch of peanuts. And they used it anyway. I can still remember the first peanut butter jam sandwich I ever ate. I was only 5. And I had a little pair of cork boots. I put them on and I hiked up the side hill. And there was my dad running the steam donkey. And he opened up his lunch kit and he took out a sandwich and he pulled it apart and he said, look, he says it was peanut butter on one side and jam on the other. But look, he says, it's all mixed up now. And that was my first peanut butter and jam sandwich. 1955.
So here I am painting the sand dollars that I found. Dad made me this really neat tool and it has a different size point on each end. made out of a stick, and he surprised me with some paint because he thought that I might want to create something while I'm out there. I left those sand dollars behind for others to enjoy.
Well, go have another look around. Look at, there's some weird plants on this island. It's kind of cool because it's kind of like a field you walk through with these wild flowers. You don't usually see raccoons around in the daylight. Usually they're nocturnal. Cute little guy, eh? And there's a little bit of a forest on Tree Island. It's kind of cool. There's some fir trees on here. And look at this cute little bird. Quite something. Yeah, there's a steady breeze blowing here all the time. It's just a nice place to visit. Well, it's high tide. You have to walk over to Denman Island now. And there's the boat floating there. And there's some kind of a schooner out in the water there.
What are you doing, Dad?
I'm cleaning those seed burrs things out of here. They get stuck in your socks and the sleeping bag and everything, and they're wicked, I tell you, wicked. Kind of like an enchanted forest here. There's arbutus trees and these fir trees. And, hey, look at this one here. It's just weird. You don't see a fir tree growing like that very often. And then a big branch is leaning over onto that arbutus tree. Look at that huge big branch growing out of the bottom of it. That's pretty cool. And there's that schooner. And now it's low tide. Our boat's high and dry. Now you can walk over to Denman Island, no problem. The deer go back and forth all the time. And there's where you catch the ferry over to Denman. And there's oysters all over, lots of oysters. Huge amount of oysters. You've got the anchor in amongst the oysters.
My grandma and your grandma sitting by the fire. My grandma told your grandma, I'm gonna set your flag on fire. Talking about hey down, hey down, hey down, hey down. I go one day. Giacomo Finane, Giacomo Finane. Look at my king all dressed in red. I go one day. I bet you $5 he'll kill you dead. Giacomo Finane.
And then come back. Dad and I are going to walk around the whole island today. So we've already walked about 4 kilometers. So yeah, we are walking. See how much longer. All on this beach. Our tent is back over there. We're gonna walk all the way over there and then walk all the way down and then come back.
Well, walking along the shoreline, we collected a lot of plastic garbage. You know, it's not garbage that people leave on on Tree Island. It's garbage that comes floating in from the marine environment when you fall off of boats or whatever, and then they wash up on shore, and you know, somebody's got to pick it up. You know, you can't leave it for nature to take care of, because nature doesn't take care of plastic too good, and a lot of it, you know, the birds get tangled up in it and whatnot, and so if you're out walking on the beach, it's just the thing to do is pick up the garbage. You know, it's our fault that we're there. You can't just say, well, somebody else did it, so somebody else got to clean it up. If you're there, you clean it up. It's just a thing to do. So, you know, I never thought about bringing a pack sack, so I was just making my shirt into some kind of a pack sack here to pack all this stuff. Oh, look, there's a sand dollar here.
What are you gonna do, Dad?
This is the shallowest place. So when I hit the water, it'll splash away from my foot, and so it won't wet my foot. Okay? So I gotta go 1, 2, 3 without getting my foot wet. Here goes.
Did it work?
Yes. Except for the very back. I got some water down the back of my sock. And here's those raccoons. There's 5 of them. They're out scrounging around on the beach looking for clams or oysters or worms or whatever I don't know, whatever their favorite food is. And way across the beach out from Tree Island, there's a couple other little grassy islands, so that's what we're on right now here. Hey, you want to put those shells in here and I can pack them in here?
Maybe, yeah.
Huh? Oh, maybe I don't have room for them. Or maybe I do.
These little seeds, they look like they're innocent enough, but they come off real easy, and they poke into your socks and your shirt, and this is what we've been dealing with, but it's not too bad. But yeah, they're wicked if they get in, because if they get in your sock, then they poke your ankles and your feet, and that sucks. So I'm barefoot now.
And now my socks are full of these little seed things. And are they ever prickly? They're like little burrs. You gotta stop and pull them all out of your socks, that's for sure.
Look what Dad just found. Oh my goodness, this is coming home with me. Wow, that's a treasure. And here we are. We made it all around the island. We're camped over there, but we found a bunch of garbage. Dad's got carrying those, and then I have his shirt filled with garbage. So we're gonna go drop that off first before we head home.
But you know, on the other hand, I'm thinking maybe, oh, there's another bag of garbage there. See, the people that come to clean, there's probably people in charge of cleaning up the marine park, like those guys in the boat. They probably come and get the garbage. That's what people do. They clean up the garbage and leave it here. And then those people in charge of the park come and clean them up. Dog poop. Whole bunch of shotgun shells. Maybe somebody was shooting off their boat when they float to shore. Put it on video.
Yeah, I think I'll be okay.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Except you get kind of rope burn because it goes back and forth. I feel like I'm a kid again.
I'll push it real hard to go right around.
Woohoo! That was fun.
Well, next day, bright and early, time for breakfast. Look at that, the shell's coming right off without any trouble. Perfect. Okay. I better flip my bottom toast over. Smoke coming out of it. Hey, look at that, eh? Just perfect. Now, get some pepper going here. Can't open pepper upside down. It's bad luck. Two at once. There. A little bit of salt. Okay. Now, butter the toast. There. That's just perfect. There it is, eh? Do the dishes.
And I'm having oatmeal.
Yeah.
Quite a different breakfast.
Yeah, if you don't have a little camp stove and you're not allowed to make fires, that canned heat works pretty good. Cerno or yeah, canned heat. I think it's made by a company called Woods. And it works pretty good. It's a jellied alcohol in there. And except you can't see the flame, but you can sure feel it. And it works pretty good. You can boil up some water and heat up your breakfast, and it's pretty cool. Bzz. I guess there's a horsefly. or a deer fly or something bugging the hell out of River. She doesn't like it at all. Well, our camping trip is over. We gotta pull in the boat, drag the anchor to shore here, and load the boat. Then we're going to head across to Union Bay. It's shorter. Judy's gonna meet us over there.